Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we are going through 4 new knives that just dropped. And these are great examples of why We Knife Co. is at the top of the food chain. Their knives are typically, obviously, you know, I have my complaints and I know people are going to say, oh, you're biased and this and that. I literally just got into a whole spat with the SNEX design and all of that. I call it as I see it. And, you know, maybe we'll go into that in another video. But right now, let's just get into these. So this, I think you get basically, if you're going to buy a knife, regardless of, you know, which one it is, regardless of what the price range is, you're getting as good as you can get for that price range, like about as good as you can get materials wise, fit, finish, tolerances, action, and all that good stuff. And I truly mean that. This is probably, I'm not sure the price, but it's probably $70 or under. Now, if you're going to buy anything from We Knife Co., CIVIVI, or SENCUT, use my discount code NEEVES15. It'll bring it down 15%, which does take off a lot of money, especially for the We Knife Co's. But it'll basically bring it down to the same price that all the other dealers have it for. Now, this is the Cevivi PRAGMA Prime, and boy, is it awesome. It is so lightweight while being a full-size knife. 14C28N, aluminum handles, and I know some people love the holes, some people don't, but it will make this a great summertime knife. It's super lightweight, very corrosion resistant. You know, 14C is a great corrosion resistant steel. Aluminum doesn't corrode, or doesn't rust or anything, so it's, especially, you know, with the coating and everything, or I'm not sure if this is an anodization or coating, but either way, this thing is going to be a phenomenal summertime knife, and it's using their button lock, which they're the best company to do button locks. They make the most solid, the most reliable, the most long lasting, the best detents, basically the best everything in every way. They are the best button locks. I don't think it can get better. The blade's super slicey, so this thing is going to be a dream for anybody to use. Deep carry clip that is reversible, so, you know, if you are a lefty, this is a very ambidextrous knife. Ergonomics are great. Sharpening tool and plunge grind, plenty of clearance there. Right there's the end of it, so you have tons of clearance to sharpen. Thumb studs are placed very, very well. Great detent, like I said. This is just a badass knife all the way around. I really, really like this one. TA hardware all the way around, aside from directly on the pocket clip. But this is definitely a great user / EDC knife for just about anybody. Like I said, summertime, you might want something lightweight and whatnot. Now, I do have to do a shameless plug because my INMATE design just dropped. The INMATE design did just drop, so if you're wanting to get one, now's the time. And there is 4 different versions available. We have the blue and gold, the all plain, the gray, which is a blasted DLC. I know I've been working, this is perfectly fine. The coating is just fine. It's just smudged up. Let me just clean it. There you go. I cleaned it off because I wanted to show you guys, yeah, I've been beating the hell out of this thing, and this coating is super durable. I mean, it's DLC. It's just blasted DLC, but it is so good, man. Not only like functional wise, action wise, feeling wise, texture wise, but also, man, it looks good and it protects your knife. Then we have the black and blue version. All these are great. Great placement for the hole. The hole, I mean, this is my design. Obviously, I'm going to love it. But so far, everybody who's gotten theirs, because they did send them out early. So whoever's gotten theirs, as far as from the pre-orders, everybody that's messaged me has loved it. So I'm very happy with the response from this. I mean, the ergonomics are phenomenal. The blade is super duper slicey, 100th blade stock, very thin, deep hollow ground spear point blade. Great access to the lock bar. Clip is super smooth in and out of the pocket. You know, the access to the lock bar has texturing on it. It is ceramic cage bearings. Front flipper works extremely well. And then you always have the hole deployment, which lands perfectly. I designed this knife to be a jack of all trades knife, so it's going to work in every cutting direction, and it should work for everybody as long as this is a good size for you. It's a full size knife, so it's definitely I'd say a large knife, I guess. You know, it's not an XL or anything, but it's a large knife. So if you like full-size knives, this is a great user, man. This is definitely one that is easy to appreciate when you get it in hand and you start using it. It's, you know, I took a lot of qualities, just so you guys know, from the Gail Bradley which I love very much. You guys can probably see the inspiration, and the Benchmade Griptilian sheep's foot, and then a couple other models. You know, I kind of took some inspirations from knives that I really love, and I put them into this model to become a perfect user for just about anybody. I rarely ever shout out my membership. So I have a membership down in the description, and also right next to the subscribe button. You see it says join, click that join button, it'll take you to my membership, or you can find it linked in the description. So my membership, we do live sharpenings together. So I teach knife sharpening on there, and it gives me the ability to work with people directly. And then also we do giveaways on there. So every month we do giveaways. And then also if you're a top tier Rockstead member, every 12 months you automatically get a premium knife. There's a bunch of really cool people on there. And if you like sharpening or like getting into sharpening, it's a great community of people because most of them are like-minded. But even if you're not, maybe you're just beginning or wanting to learn, like I said, I do teach on there, and I even do offer a little bit of one-on-one. So yeah, definitely check that out right next to the subscribe button or linked in the description. The Wii Coral. Now, I had the Wii Solid, but I don't have that one anymore. It was basically like a very large version of this. I will say that that was a big knife. This one is a lot more compact, and it's probably going to be a lot more friendly to people because it's not so big. So this GTC design has a lot of the same qualities as that large one, just now in a more compact package. You have the dual ground blade. It's a little bit slicier up here, a little bit more robust down here. This one looks like it has, I believe, their blasted DLC on the top portion. And then this is called the bronze. So if you look, it does have like a bronze hue around the edges. And then we have the fat carbon fiber inlays. The handle's all titanium. The blade steel, I believe, is 20 CV. Yes, 20 CV blade steel. Like I said, it is compact. Like it is a full 4-finger grip knife, and that's if you're choking up right up to the edge. You can choke back and still get a good grip, but I tend to like this one a little bit better. Access to the lock bar is really good. Very smooth on the drop, and then it's using the spring-loaded flipper tab. So basically it's on a spring that attaches it to the blade. So when you pull it down, you're at a point of which you have tons of leverage, because the higher the flipper tab is, the more leverage, the lower it is, the less leverage. And this puts it at a spot, and also, so when you pull it back, it kind of is kicking it that way. It's almost like a kickstand, and it pushes that blade, giving you a ton of leverage. It has a snappiness to it that's very addicting, and it's unique. And then when you open it, you see it's right here, and it's hidden, which is really cool. So it's a great way to have a flipper tab without having the flipper tab in the way. And it works really well. Lots of milling on the inside to bring down the weight. You got texturing in the right spots. You know, it's a good size knife. As far as negatives, I really only have one. And that is, of all their knives, they always use TA hardware all the way around. And they did on this one, except for this screw and this screw right here, which in order to get to the pivot, as you see, there's no pivot on this, right? You do not see the pivot. You have to take this screw out and pop this inlay out and get to the pivot. That should be a T8. Because in order for me to get to the pivot, tighten it or whatever, I have to take that screw out. So that screw will probably come out, you know, often, you know, when I need to clean it, service it, or tighten it or whatever. So that's my one biggest negative, is just that. I know it's not that big of a deal, but it'd be nice if it was just a T8. That way, it's less problems. And when you first take it off the first time, it is a little stuck in there. It's very well fit. They do a great job fitting their pieces together. So you do have to unscrew it and then kind of tap the knife in order to get it to loosen up and pop out. Not a big deal, but yeah, all in all, this is a really cool piece. I do kind of wish it had a secondary deployment, but not that big of a deal. But it almost looks like they could have done it, but the flipping action's so amazing that if you're gonna have one deployment, you want it to be something like this, unique and something that fires like a rocket. And then we have the Cevivi Gander. Now, I'm going to take the lanyard off. I'm not a huge lanyard fan, but it does come with this really well done lanyard. This is the Gander, and it's in 14C 28M blade steel in Gaborsha wood. There is other versions with different handle materials. I think the Gaborsha wood is really nice. It has a nice, like you see, it has a little bit of the machine lines in there, which I do appreciate, but it's a very soft touch, and it feels really good. But I like that they left a little tiny hint of those machine lines. Feels really good in the hand, very, very comfortable. It's definitely a great hunting, camping, fishing knife. 14C is incredibly tough, incredibly stain resistant. It holds a great edge, and it takes a super sharp edge. So if you like very, very sharp knives, this is a good steel to get. And they did a decent job on the plunge grind. You know, they stopped it about right there, so you have plenty of life to sharpen up, plenty of clearance there. Clip point blade, great geometry. It's not like super thick, and for a fixed blade, I always appreciate when they do a slicey fixed blade, because some companies go way overboard with how thick they make their fixed blades when it doesn't need to be that thick. This would be a great knife. It's still going to be fairly tough, but as far as the purposes of which you would use this knife for, which are going to be, you know, EDC, camping, hunting, fishing, things like that, this is the geometry you want. It's gonna work great down on a flat surface, you know, for cutting food prep or anything like that. If you need to do any light duty work with wood, you can. I wouldn't do anything extreme, but you definitely can. If you need to cut up a fish or you know, skin an animal or anything, you definitely can do that. Comes with a nice Kydex sheath. They do a really good job. Aside from the lanyard, no rattle, no tap. They always do a great job with their lanyards. Great push-off point. Nice snap, as you can see. See how it pops off? Listen to it when it cracks in place. Great retention. Then you have this, basically an ulti-clip, which makes it to where you can turn it any direction, you know, and it's gonna fit. And then you can put it on and take it off without taking your belt off. You can do it, you know, with the belt on. Has a drain hole right there. And yeah, super comfortable in the hand. The blade is far bigger than the handle, which I also like. So, you know, you're going to be able to carry it a lot more comfortably, and it is a very comfortable handle. A perfect size for my hand personally, with a large glove size. So there you guys go. I don't have any complaints on this one either, man. All of these are really, really good. There's very minimal complaints on these. They did a really good job on every single one of them. They execute them perfectly. Of course, I'm going to be biased with my own design, but I'm telling you, I called out all my other designs' flaws and what I did not like about them. So, you know, even on my own designs, I have typically nitpicks and negatives and stuff. On this one, I did not, because it is that damn good. So there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time. Peace.